Reduced fat peanut butter. Some of the reduced fats taken out are actually good for you, but sugar is added instead to maintain the flavor, along with other crazy ingredients. What is ferric orthose phosphate? Stick with natural peanut butter with simple ingredients. Diet soda. Drinking diet soda provides a greater risk of becoming overweight. Artificial sweeteners can interfere with your body's normal response to sugar and fails to release the hormone that controls blood sugar and blood pressure. Trail mix. Trail mix contains excess sugar, sodium, and calories. One handful can contain 300 plus calories. Unless you have calories to burn, stick with unsalted or raw nuts, dried fruit. It has 3 times the calories of fresh fruit, and sugar and sulfur are usually added to preserve it. Over the last 60 years, the average American diet has deteriorated. Today, an estimated 50 million Americans suffer from digestive issues, and an alarming amount say they can't lose weight no matter what they do. Many Americans over the age of 40 report feeling low energy, constant junk food cravings, and sore, achy muscles and joints. It didn't used to be this way. So what is causing all of this sickness? Renowned surgeon Dr. Dhruv Gandhi of San Diego says that all these symptoms have one core problem. And if this problem is fixed, he will not have to perform as many surgeries.
So many times we try to just change their diet, change their nutritional outlook, and by doing this, you can save a number of patients from an operative intervention. I kind of look at surgery as my ace of spades. I keep it in my back pocket. I don't like to use it as my first card. I use everything else, and if those things fail, you can always go back to surgery, but surgery should not be the first resort.
In this short video, you'll learn about the recent discovery of one important nutrient and how it can increase your energy, reset your metabolism, and improve your overall quality of life. You'll also learn about 3 so-called health foods that could actually be destroying your health from the inside. And you'll hear Dr. Dhruv's 3 gut-boosting foods you can add to your diet to start feeling a stronger body, better sleep, more energy during the day, and sharper mental focus. Dr. Dhruv Gandhi is a colorectal surgeon in the San Diego area, specializing in digestive health. He has studied medicine in Georgia, Texas, Illinois, and California. When he began his career, he specialized in treating gunshot victims at an inner-city hospital in Chicago. And when he was studying in Texas, he won the Research Award for developing new life-changing surgical techniques.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dhruv Gandhi. Not only am I the founder of the Colorectal Center of San Diego, I'm also the head of nutritional sciences at Malibu Health Labs.
Dr. Dhruv has been practicing medicine for over 15 years, specializing in the health of Americans over the age of 40. And after seeing the same symptoms of low energy, weight gain, poor digestion, and foggy thinking in patient after patient, Dr. Dhruv began to wonder, why does everyone assume these problems are normal aging? Especially when we've seen people live until over 100 and be perfectly healthy. Dr. Dhruv came to the conclusion that all these problems have a single fundamental source: an unbalanced digestive system.
A modern American diet is, unfortunately, it's a very unbalanced diet. It's very high in fats, very high in carbohydrates, very low in protein, very low in fruits and vegetables, as well as fiber and dietary supplements that we need. That's just the way we're raised, and the constant bombardment of commercials make it easier for us to not pay attention to our diet. Consequently, when we eat that way for a number of months to years, the toxins take effect in our body.
Dr. Dhruv put together a list of 3 foods that have been marketed as health foods, but in fact could be destroying your health from the inside. He calls these foods Trojan horse foods because while they are marketed to you as healthy, they're actually incredibly dangerous to your health on the inside. There is a lot of information contained in the next few minutes, so we'll provide a list of sources and scientific studies at the end of the video for your convenience. Trojan horse food number 1, dairy. Dairy is actually included in the standard American food pyramid, but according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, over 65% of people have a reduced ability to digest lactose, a key ingredient in milk. So for most Americans, it's likely that dairy is contributing to your digestive issues.
Well, over the years, we've seen this in a number of my classes beginning in elementary school, and one of the realizations I've come to is that we're a little bit too heavy on the top portion of the food pyramid, including the dairy, red meats, sugars, and soy products. And these keep our gut from functioning at an optimal level, whereas we should be consuming more of the things in the middle of the food pyramid, such as fruits and vegetables, for an optimal gut health.
Dr. Dhruv is not alone in voicing his concerns about dairy. In fact, the head of nutrition at Harvard University's School of Public Health, Dr. Walter Willett, is a strong voice on this issue as well. Dr. Willett himself states, "People think kids need 3 glasses of milk a day to prevent bone fractures in adulthood, but there is actually no evidence for that." In fact, one scientific study showed that adult men who drank milk in their teenage years had a significantly increased risk for hip fractures. Trojan horse food number 2, unfermented soy. Soy is one of those health foods that's received much praise over the last few years. But it turns out soy is only good for you when it undergoes a process called fermentation. And it turns out virtually all of the soy products available in America are not fermented. Soy that hasn't undergone fermentation can get in the way of your body's absorption of essential vitamins and minerals. And when this happens, it causes things like gas, bloating, and cramping. Trojan horse food number 3, agave and other sugar substitutes. It's no secret that sugar wreaks havoc on your gut, your overall health, and your longevity. But here's the thing. The sugar industry is actually a $90 billion business. So once the general public became aware of how bad sugar is for you, to protect their profits, the sugar industry needed something that they could market as a healthy alternative to sugar. And they decided to bring agave nectar from Mexico to the United States. But agave can contain up to 97% fructose, the same sugar molecule that's in high fructose corn syrup. And scientific research out of Princeton University shows that high fructose corn syrup can cause the body to generate more triglycerides and more body fat that results in obesity. So, now that you know the 3 Trojan horse foods you need to avoid, it's time for some good news, because there are actually 3 helpful foods that can reverse the effects of an imbalanced gut. This is a list that Dr. Dhruv extensively compiled after looking at countless studies and scientific data.
As I mentioned earlier, I try not to perform surgery as a first line of therapy on my patients. We try to improve their diet and their supplementation, so I make sure they eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, drink the proper teas. This allows them to balance their diet so that it allows their gut to function optimally, not only just in removing the waste, but absorbing the proper nutrients to live a healthy lifestyle.
Gut helper number 1, green tea. Even though green tea has been used for its health properties for thousands of years, scientists are just now understanding the mechanism of how green tea works in the body. One of these helpful compounds is called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short. This one compound has been linked in multiple scientific studies to significantly boost metabolism, increase fat oxidation, improve insulin sensitivity, enhance blood flow, and improve skin quality. Green tea is loaded with health-boosting properties that work to improve the balance in your gut and give you a wide range of noticeable benefits. Gut helper number 2, fermented foods. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, pickles, kefir, and kimchi are proven gut boosters. Why? Because the fermentation process packs these foods with gut-balancing compounds, which support digestive health. Plus, they contain many of the same probiotics you'd find in pharmaceutical-grade supplements. Gut helper number 3, polyphenols. Polyphenols are tiny molecules found in certain foods like blueberries, hibiscus, grapefruit, and other citrus plants. Even though most people have never heard of these incredible compounds, there's been a lot of scientific research done on polyphenols recently, and for good reason. They're responsible for some of the most incredible health benefits we've ever seen in a single molecular compound.
Polyphenols, which we can obtain from tea, fruits, and vegetables, they help fight the oxidative process and inflammation, which is responsible for a large portion of diseases involving our gut and immune system.
A review of 12 different scientific studies found that a diet rich in polyphenols was linked to 18% fewer deaths from cardiovascular disease, 41% reduced incidence of stroke, and up to 8% reduced risk of hypertension. So, if polyphenols are so important for good health, why haven't you heard of them before? If you look at a standard nutrition facts label on the foods in your grocery store, you'll notice polyphenols are nowhere to be found. But with so much scientific evidence supporting the benefits of polyphenols, why aren't they included in standard labeling requirements? Shouldn't we know the polyphenol content of our foods if they've been proven to reduce the risk of potentially life-threatening health problems. Unfortunately, the American Nutrition Facts Standards don't always account for new research, and as a result, valuable discoveries like polyphenols are often left unknown by the vast majority of Americans. Dr. Dhruv understands that getting enough polyphenols and other vital nutrients can be a daunting task. For example, just to get the recommended dose of fiber, you would need to eat 2.5 pounds of broccoli every day. And to get the kinds of exotic fruits that are rich in polyphenols, you would need to travel to specialty markets and grocery stores, and many of these foods are not cheap. Several of Dr. Dhruv's patients asked him if there was a simpler solution. They wanted the benefits of polyphenols, but they didn't have the budget or the ability to seek out enough of the hard-to-find exotic foods that contain these nutrients. So Dr. Dhruv began looking at various supplements and other products. He tested the options at big grocery stores and pharmacies, and he also sampled polyphenol blends from other doctors. But when Dr. Dhruv examined these other polyphenol products closely, he couldn't recommend them to his patients. There were just too many problems. Many of these products contain mostly filler ingredients, designed to add extra weight to the jars without any real benefits, so manufacturers can mark up the price. Even some of the polyphenol supplements from other well-known doctors contain potentially harmful ingredients, like dairy, one of the 4 foods to avoid. Dr. Dhruv couldn't recommend any of these products to his patients, in case they made their health issues worse. But he was intrigued by the idea of an easy-to-use polyphenol blend that could be mixed with water without having to buy expensive, rare groceries. He toured several of the top labs in the industry, and he finally found the right fit with Malibu Health Labs, located in the sunny hills of Southern California. With his years of experience as a surgeon and the scientific resources of Malibu Health Labs at his disposal, Dr. Dhruv was able to design a formula that fit all of his strict requirements. He used extracts that contained concentrated doses of the most important nutrients. Rather than consuming the entire fruit, by extracting the vital ingredients, his patients could get all of the benefits in a way that's much easier to consume. He combined these extracts into a single powder, which he put to the test on a small group of trial users. Here's what some of the test users told us about their experience using Dr. Dhruv's solution. It's a lot easier for me to wake up in the morning. I'm not hungry throughout the day. I don't have cravings to eat. Andrew Short, 43. I felt it working within literally 24 hours. Next morning, I did the 1 dosage, and it was the most normal bowel movement, and I felt so cleansed. Patrice Gibbs, 58. I noticed that this takes the cravings for sugar out. Karen Woods, 60. I did lose weight. I'm down about 7 pounds. The actual benefits are everything it's described to do. I would absolutely recommend it. Michael Wolf, 68. With results like these, Dr. Dhruv decided to go ahead and release his formula publicly. Dr. Dhruv calls this formula Rejuvenated Energy. Rejuvenated Energy contains 4 different blends of extracts. A probiotic digestive blend that works to balance the bacterial balance of your gut, which can smoothen digestion and cut down on cravings for sugar and other junk food. A powerful antioxidant blend containing fruits, vegetables, and herbs that have been shown to optimize cellular metabolic activity. That means it increases nitric oxide levels within your body, which can boost energy and metabolism. An energizing tea blend made primarily from green tea extract, so you get all the benefits of EGCG, including increased fat oxidation and enhanced blood flow. And a slimming polyphenol blend, extracted from a variety of fruits, including grapefruit, the highest polyphenol-containing fruit in the citrus family, and the ingredient that gives rejuvenated energy its distinct flavor and color. All 4 of these potent blends work together to supercharge their individual effects, which makes rejuvenated energy different than any other formula. If you'd like to hear more about the science behind rejuvenated energy, simply keep watching this video. Or if you'd like to get started now, just click the button below the video at any time. The way rejuvenated energy works is simple. It's a powdered solution that you mix with a glass of water twice a day. Inside the jar is a pre-measured scoop to ensure you get the optimal dose of the formula every time. The formula is designed specifically for people 40 and older, suffering from problems like low energy, fatigue, weight gain, or problematic digestion, including gas, bloating, and cramping. It's also been shown to fight against occasional brain fog and promote greater focus and clearer thinking. The first group of users reported their results, and the science is clear. Over 99% felt more energy immediately. Over 99% noticed improved digestion. Over 83% felt their body metabolizing food faster. And over 80% noticed an improved overall mood. Now, a formula with this many rare, scientifically enhanced ingredients is certainly not cheap to make. That's why, for the general public, the fixed price of rejuvenated energy on the Malibu Health Labs website was first locked in at $79. But once word got out, several of his patients contacted Dr. Dhruv, and asked him if there was any way they could get this formula at a lower price. So Dr. Dhruv set aside a special promotional batch of rejuvenated energy at just $49 for early access patients and viewers of this video. And don't worry, if the formula doesn't work the way you were hoping, or if you are in any way unsatisfied, you can send back the unused portion for a full refund. It's important that you try rejuvenated energy completely risk-free. That's why Dr. Dhruv proudly stands by an ironclad 90-day money-back guarantee. Even if you use your entire supply of rejuvenated energy, you can send back the empty bottles, and you'll receive your refund, no questions asked. Just click the button below to move on to the next step. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the Malibu Health Labs team. A 100% US-based customer support team is standing by, via phone or email, to answer your questions.
Exercise is only half the battle. You can't perform at your optimum level if you don't have proper nutrition. And part of that is eating a well-balanced diet and getting the proper supplements that you need.
Get started today, and let's start boosting your energy as soon as possible. Helping you take back control of your health. Dr. Dhruv Gandhi, MD, and the rest of the Malibu Health Labs team.